Hello everyone, my name is Desak Nyoman Ratna Sari. In this video, I would like to tell you about the importance of mental awareness. Mental illness affects 19% of the adult population, 46% of teenagers, and 13% of children each year. People struggling with their mental health may be in your family, live next door, teach your children, work in the next cubicle, or sit in the same places. However, only half of those affected receive treatment, often because of the stigma attached to mental health. Untreated mental illness can contribute to higher medical expenses, poorer performance at school and work, fewer employment opportunities, and increased risk of suicides. In 2016, Indonesia was again in the global spotlight, but with no good reasons. The organization Human Rights Watch published a report that exposes the realities of people with psychosocial disabilities in Indonesia. The report was followed by a series of news stories from foreign media that feature photos of people chained and locked up in tight spaces, or what we often call pasung. Pasung is the practice of shackling or confining someone in a moral space. Even though the government has issued a mental health law since 2014, the practice of pasung is still happening today. This is because society's stigma regarding people with mental disorders is still rooted. Without getting help, people who are considered as crazy are actually treated inappropriately. What exactly is a mental illness? A mental illness is a cycle illness of the brain that causes disturbance in thinking, behavior, energy, or emotion that make it difficult to cope with the ordinary demands of life. Research is starting to uncover the complicated causes of this disease, which can include genetics, brain chemistry, brain structure, experiencing trauma, and or having another medical condition like heart disease. The two most common mental health conditions are the first, anxiety disorders. More than 18% of adults each year struggle with some type of anxiety disorders, including post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, ob- obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD, panic disorder or panic attacks, generalized anxiety disorder, and specific phobias. The second one is mood disorders. Mood disorders, such as depression and bipolar depression, affect nearly 10% of adults each year and are characterized by difficulties in regulating one's mood. What you can do to help? Although the general perception of mental illness has improved over the past decades, study shows that stigma against mental illness is still powerful, largely due to media stereotypes and lack of education, and that people tend to attach negative stigmas to mental health condition at a far higher rate than the other diseases and disabilities such as cancer, diabetes, or heart disease. Stigma affects not only the number seeking treatment, but also the number of resources available to proper treatment. Stigma and misinformation can feel like overwhelming obstacles for someone who is struggling with a mental health condition. Here are a few powerful things you can do to help. The first one is showing individuals respect and expansive removes a significant barrier to successfully coping with their illness. Having people see you as an individual and not as your illness can make the biggest differences for someone who is struggling with their mental health. The second one is advocating within our circles of influence. Help ensure these individuals have the same rights and the opportunities as other members of your church, school, and community. The last one is learning more about mental health allows us to provide helpful support to those affected in our families and communities. And I think that's all. Thank you.